Thank you, friends, for viewing and subscribing to Cyber Skills Magnify. A quick intro once again. My name is Renji George. I have 20 years of experience in IT and have been practicing information security for almost the same duration. I hold a couple of ISACA certifications, ISO certifications, and many Microsoft certifications. So I have held many managerial positions into NOC service delivery, security operations delivery, risk and governance management, CISO, and so forth. So if you need to contact me for any queries related to information security, do write to me in the comment box once you like and subscribe. I would like suggestions on new topics that you would like to watch. Today's session is on information security or cyber security incident management. However, since this is a vast topic, I have divided this into two parts. The first will set the base on understanding of incidents, and the second will focus on the complete process on incident handling. So let's begin. Incident management is normally known as a process of ITSM or IT service management. Incident management focuses on returning the routine of your organization process or services to BAU as fast as possible. In a way, ensuring that there is little or no negative impact on your core business. What is to be done and how to manage them is being shown in the slides, so let's begin. Always remember, incidents are logged and the process of solving them is recorded. So first let's take a small glance at what is the problem. Problem is the cause of one or more incidents. Now where the root cause of the problem is not known, but that is when a problem is raised. Problem management is responsible to find the root cause of one or more incidents. Coming to events. So event is defined as a change of state. There are a large number of situations or events that a program or system may generate or respond to. So I have few common event types that's known as information, warning, error, success audit, security log, and failure audit, security log. An information security incident is a suspected, attempted, successful, or imminent threat of unauthorized access, use, disclosure, breach, modification, or destruction of information, interference with information technology operations, or significant violation of responsible use policy. So, most of the regular incidents can be contained in the physical world. Based on the NIST Special Publication 861 R2, different types of incidents merit different response strategies. So the attack vectors, let's get out there. External and removable media. An attack executed from removable media, example flash drive or a CD or peripheral device. Attrition, an attack that employs brute force methods to compromise, degrade, or destroy system networks or services. Continuing with the attack vector, web, an attack executed from a website or web-based application. Now out here, what I've shown is a SQL kind of attack, but then you have the OWASP top 10 wherein there are top different kinds of attacks that can take place. Email, an attack executed by email message or an attachment. Now this is the same thing that I've shown in my last video on DMARC on how spoofing is done and how that results into spamming and phishing. Improper usage. Any incident resulting from violation of an organization's acceptable use policy by an unauthorized user, excluding the above categories. Loss or theft of equipment. The loss or theft of computing device or media used by organization, such as a laptop or a smartphone. So before we begin, we need to know what are the importance of incident management. A regulatory or compliance requirement is achieved. So what is it? A regulation is a law enacted by the government body granting a regulatory agency enforcement authority. So the compliance definition of IT professional relies on the regulations definition that governs an industry. Less indirect compliance relies directly on regulations to exist. Regulations are in place to help companies improve their information security strategy by providing guidelines and the best practices based on the company's industry and types of data they maintain. Non-compliance with these kind of regulations can serve in fines or worse, a data breach. The next point is proficiency to mitigate the risk of unplanned cost and labor for both business and IT. So having a well-defined incident management process can help reduce this cost dramatically. Benefits of well-defined process include faster incident resolution and reduced cost of revenue or revenue loss for the organization. Capability to line up with IT activity to a real-time business priority. Now, business IT alignment is a process in which business organizations use IT to achieve business objective, typically improved financial performance or market competitiveness. There is a significant increase in organizational financial performance and project success rate when skills are aligned with business strategies. Now, you go in for any certifications such as CISA, CSM, CISSP, CRISC, or any of that sort. You will always find that they consistently repeat the same thing, that IT has to always be aligned with the business. The next point, skill to identify the potential areas of improvement. Typical areas that are evaluated through the lean assessment include company's current culture, market expectation, customer satisfaction, employee skill requirement, readiness to change. So there are many other areas too that can be identified for your company growth. The next point, upkeep of more continuous service level. Now, all those who have read through ISO 27001, 2005 would always understand this point, that which I am going to explain is known as a PDCA cycle. It is a plan, do, check model. So plan is to identify an opportunity and plan for a change. Do, implement the change on a small scale. Check, use data to analyze the results of the change and determine whether it has made a difference. Act, if the change was successful, implement it on a wider scale and continuously assess your results. The next point, greater efficiency and productivity throughout the organization. It is always important to know productivity is the quantity of work produced by the team, business, or individual. Efficiency, on the other hand, refers to the resources used to produce that work. In order to achieve maximum productivity and efficiency, you will need a method for prioritizing and arranging both your inputs and outputs. End user satisfaction. Customer satisfaction can be achieved through honest and thorough understanding of the end user's sentiments towards IT services and software. So, understanding their concerns has always been and should be the top priority, which is widely missed. So, once you know that, you acknowledge and solve the issue on a time provided. Record of IT service management. So, I would like to get you an actual fact out here. When I started working for a multinational company, I needed my email ID to be activated. The first issue was that there was only one kind of service desk. So once I reached there and reported my request, so the kind of long period wait started. Every time I asked for status, no one knew about it, and I had to explain from the beginning, which meant another loss of time. Now I know this kind of scenario is being faced by all of you. Once you call in maybe any kind of cellular support or any kind of customer care, you come across such scenarios. So this is where ITSM comes to help. So due to ITSM, you can use service request tickets, and the monitoring of the status is simplified across. So whenever you call in, you can get the status directly with using your ticket number. So coming to the next page of events and incident. An event is an observable change to a normal behavior of a system, environment, process, workflow, or person component. Information security event is any occurrence related to assets or the environment indicating a possible compromise of policy or failure of controls or an unmapped situation that can impact security. So I have listed three types out here. So the first one is normal. So this is a chill out one. A normal event does not affect critical components or require change controls prior to implement of a resolution. That is, you don't need to ask any senior personnel if you can resolve that or not. The resolution will always be provided based on the knowledge base article. Escalation. An escalated event affects critical production systems or require that implementation of a resolution that must follow a change control process. Escalated events require the participation of senior personnel and stakeholder notifications of the event. Emergency. An emergency is an event which may impact the health or safety of human beings, breach primary controls of critical systems, materially affect component performance or because of impact to the component systems, prevent activities which protect or may affect the health or safety of individuals. So, if this emergency can also be deemed as an emergency as a matter of policy or by declaring by the available incident coordinator. Note, computer security and information technology personnel must handle emergency events according to well-defined computer security incident response plan, which means that your documentation should be thorough with your incident response plan. So, cybersecurity related attacks have become not only the more numerous and diverse, but also more damaging and destructive. In general, an incident is a violation of a computer security policy, acceptable use policies, or standard computer security practice. A security incident can be anything from an active threat to an attempted intrusion into a successful compromise of data breach. So, to note down few examples, an attacker commands a botnet to send high volumes of connection requests to one of the organization's web servers, which causes it to crash. Then users are tricked into opening up reports sent via email that is actually a malware. So once they open up that, the tool has infected their computer and established connections with external hosts. So, or you can have any perpetrator obtaining unauthorized access to sensitive data and threatens to release the details to the press if the organization does not pay a designated sum of money. This is normally known as a ransomware. So, a user provides illegal copies of software to others to peer-to-peer file sharing services. Security incident management. So, this is a process of identifying, managing, recording, and analyzing security threats or incidents in real time. A security incident can be anything from an active threat to an attempted intrusion into a successful compromise or data breach. Incident management requires a process and a response team which follows this process. So now this is the process that I will be explaining in the coming slides. Before I share the process, let's quickly check the benefits or outcomes of incident management. These are self-explanatory and it's just to keep in mind the points at this juncture. You will see how the process relates in the part 2. So what is this the steps that is of incident management, or what are the benefits? Information assets are adequately protected, incidents identified and contained within acceptable limits, effective incident response plan in place, a root cause address for recovery within an acceptable interruption window, communication flow to stakeholders and external parties, documentation and increased security awareness, and assurance to internal and external stakeholders regarding the controls in place. So this ensures that the organization can survive. Incident management frameworks. So I have listed some that you would find interesting to read. So I'll just go through them. ISO IEC 27035, that is Information Technology Security Techniques, Information Security Incident Management. A release of 2016 has two parts. SANS, Creating and Managing an Incident Response Team. CERT, Handbook for Computer Security Incident Response Team. NIST 861, that is the one that I'm using, Computer Security Incident Handling Guide. Then you have the CSIRT Setting Up Guide and the Good Practice for Incident Management and Response. Other than this, you also have the incident maturity models. Now, this is something that you will use once your you're matured enough, or your incident management is mature enough that you can go and check via this. So what is it? Security incident management maturity model, incident management capability matrix, and introduction into mission risk diagnostics for incident management capabilities. So let's go to the next page, incident response plan or cycle. Now, the following elements are generally included or not included in the security incident response plan. For most organizations, when audited, they show some document to satisfy the audit requirement. Incident identification. Ideally, incidents are identified at a very early stage through automated event monitoring even before it impacts a user. However, this isn't always the case. Sometimes incidents are identified by impacted user reporting it to the service desk. Incident logging. In order to maintain the complete historical data, all incidents, regardless of the method used to identify and report them to the service desk, must be logged with relevant details, including date and time, user information description related to the configuration item, associated problem, resolution detail, and closure information. Incident categorization and classification. Once logged, all categories must be selected in order to properly assign, escalate, and monitor frequencies and incident threat. That would be like something like critical, high, medium, low. Incident prioritization. Assigning priority is critical in determining how and when or by whom the incident will be handled. Priority is based on the level of urgency. For example, the number of affected users or its impact on the business and determines how quickly the resolution is required. Incident response. An organized approach to handle the situation in a way that limits damage and reduces recovery time and cost. Now, this pick is for the information security team managing the auditors. This is how they try to portray themselves, and proudly too, having everything under control. So folks, this brings us to the end of part 1 of the incident management. As you view this video, I'll be uploading part 2 in which we deep dive into the complete process of the incident handling. Thank you for viewing part 1 of the incident management. Hope we have set the base so that you take to the uses for you all to come to the next session. Do not forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you.